I'm gonna do my duty, duty. I'm gonna do my duty, duty. All right, well, this tree looks like a good place here. Okay.
Hey, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Was that toilet paper?
No.
Then what are you doing here?
I'm just looking for a place to, read. All right, guys, I know that looking for a place to go to the bathroom when you are camping in the middle of nowhere is not always the most enjoyable of activities. Not always. So what we're going to do is find a solution to one of man's oldest problems. Right behind me, you see a shelter. And this is kind of, I'll talk about it a little bit later. It's kind of a bivvy or a change room. It can be whatever you want it to be. But inside, you will see I have a very special pail. And this, really, this is the solution to what you've all been wanting. Let's take a look at what's inside my special pail. All right, so what we have here is a very special friend or two. And this would be something known as a Luggable Loo. This is something that my family and I cannot live without. I'm telling you, it's true. All right, so what is inside? Well, look, it looks very much like a little, well, yeah, you know what I mean, place to do your business. But more importantly right now, let's look at what is inside. It's not gross, don't worry. Okay. Toilet seat, perfect. Pail, and everything we need for a perfect camping trip. Okay, what do we have? Well, here's just a regular pail. You can get this just about anywhere. Home Depot comes with the system. In here, we have something called double duty bags. All right, this comes with this whole system from Luggable Loo. And there are several things that we can do to get the most enjoyment out of doing our business. This is one of them, and I will show you what's going on here. These are called double duty sacks, and they're these techno-looking reflective silver bags. And here's the deal. There's two bags. There's one inside, and it is like a garbage bag, all right? And when you open it up, inside, I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of white powder. And that white powder is supposed to, when in contact with liquids, it's supposed to gel up, right? So there's no sloshing liquids. The only problem is, I can tell you from experience, it doesn't really work that well. So it's nice to have a little bit of it, but it's not the greatest thing. But however, here's what you do. You just take this, settle it down into the Luggable Loo, just put this around the corners, and there you go. Ready to go, ready to do business. Okay, so now we're gonna do a demonstration, how you use this. Here we go. Let's go into our special little shelter. Don't be sick. Get your mind out of the gutter. I'm not going to give you a real demonstration. This is just sort of a faux demonstration. I'm going to wear my clothes, all right? If that's okay with you. All right. All right, here we go. That's basically it. Now, here's a few little things to keep in mind. The seat. It's not the biggest thing in the world. It might give you a few challenges depending on your body style, but it's just not as big as your special seat at home. But anyway, it works well enough. While we're here, I should probably just tell you about this. This is a shelter that I've got. It's the name brand is Realtree, but it doesn't really matter. There are several of these on Amazon. I would stick personally to something relatively inexpensive. This is really inexpensive. There are some that you can buy that are really sturdy. They're like tents, and they're maybe twice this size. That's fine too, but I like to pack really light. No matter if I go car camping or way into the back 40 wilderness, I want to stay light. In this case, this shelter is about 4 by 4 feet square at the bottom, and I'll show you, you can actually do quite a bit in here. You can stand up, and I'm 6 feet tall. I'm not even touching the top, and there's plenty of elbow room. I can get changed, get dressed, arms over my head, do whatever I need to do. Now, the only thing is that there's probably not a lot of room for a lot of extra stuff. All right, so it's just going to be to get changed, and your special seat is going to be right in the middle there. But you can move it to the side, and there is room for other things in there if you need to. The only thing is there's no floor, and the sturdiness, I mean, it's pegged to the ground, so it's not going to fall over, especially if it's in a, surrounded in a sheltered area. It's going to stay up. I've had this up for a week at a time, and there's no problem. All right, so anyway, something to consider. I've got the links for where you can check that out down below in the description. All right, thanks for sticking with me so far, if you get my drift, which hopefully you won't get, because we're going to deal with that right now. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about the Reliance Luggable Loo and the double duty sacks that come with it, or that can be bought with it, that go in here. But one of the things that we haven't really talked about is what to do right when you finish your business. So we all need toilet paper. It's the most sought after thing, especially during this whole pandemic thing that happened not too long ago. It's like gold, all right? So we want to treat it like that. So what I have here is a Reliance toilet paper roll holder for camping specifically. And you kind of put the roll inside there, and look, oh, it comes out. I'm going to say, in my experience, I don't really use this dispenser. I just unroll it and use it. But the reason I have it is because it is a wonderful weather-resistant way of keeping your toilet paper. When you're in there, where are you going to put your toilet paper? You could bring it with you to your tent, but I just leave it in here and just put it on the ground right beside it, and it's wonderful. All right, so I'll have some descriptions, or in the description below, I'll have some links for where you can see all the products that I'm talking about today. All right. Now, the other thing is, there are many of you who have expressed a bit of a concern as to what on earth are you going to do with your business when you're finished all your transactions. So I have some solutions for you. Okay, so now most of you guys, when you're going camping, you're probably going for a weekend-ish kind of a thing. So I'm telling you that if you use this system of the double duty bags that we talked about, no, they are not necessarily environmentally friendly or compostable or anything like that. But for all of your business that you're going to do over the course of, what, 2 days maybe on a weekend, you're really not going to pollute the environment, in my opinion, by just doing what they're meant for, which is disposing them in the disposal area of your campground. That's all I have ever done, and it's never been a problem. It's meant for that. By the way, one of the things I didn't show you, now is a great time to show you, is on the double duty bags, once you're done, here's the process. You do your, and then you pull it out like this, and you can kind of roll it over, something like that, bring it together, and then you kind of just do this, you put it back in to this silver bag. Got to make sure this is rolled pretty tight. You don't want to be putting your, well, anyway, won't go there. It has a kind of a Ziploc zipper in here. It's double, all right? So just to be on the safe side, and you clip that all together, and that is what you have to throw into the garbage disposal area of your campground. This is probably going to pollute your environment less than most of the other things that are in that disposal unit. Okay, so guys, if you guys are really concerned about the environment, especially if you're going to stay at your campground for a little longer than just a couple of days, I get it. And I've got some solutions for you as well. One of the things that I really like to do, and I've just been doing this recently, is using nature as much as I can. So if you guys are anywhere near, if your campsite is anywhere near kind of a larger forest, if you're, if you have access to the woods, I would try to find if you can, a coniferous forest is best. Evergreens, all the needles and all that stuff. Because what you'll find on the floor of the forest is something that looks a lot like this. And this is just a bunch of loam from the forest floor. This is like peat moss, and there's pine needles and dirt. All right. This is a perfect solution for how to treat your business. What I would do is get some biodegradable bags. That's what this is. And this is what a little package of them looks like. You can get these anywhere on Amazon. I've got links below. You can check that out. And all you do is you just put the bag in here just the same as you would the double duty sack, and then sprinkle with some of these. And then when you're done your business, you sprinkle a bit more. That's all there is to it. Then, after about a day or so, I would take that, and you could go off into the forest and just dig a hole like you would if you were nowhere near any bathroom facilities with your spade, and it's going to be like, all of it is going to be dirt within months. So that's probably one of the more environmentally friendly ways of doing it, but you don't want other people to stumble across it. So make sure you really are in the wilderness, all right? So guys, one of the last things, let me just go back to this. I didn't tell you about this. How much of your business can fit in here? Well, with our family of 5, we do solids and liquids both. And we can probably do about 2 days worth, or maybe 5 or 6 transactions. I don't know what else to go. Sorry, I got a better word. Uses. That sounds better, doesn't it? 5 or 6 uses, something like that, depending on how much you eat, I guess, right? Okay, so the last thing I want to tell you about is something that you might want to consider. My family and I do. We find it just a wonderful thing. This also comes with wherever you buy this system. If you buy it on Amazon, Amazon will show this to you. If you go to a retailer, this will be there. This is called holding tank treatment. It's just this blue stuff that you can sprinkle on your business, and your business is non-offensive. Oh, all this speaking in code. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I'm guessing you do. All right, so we'll just leave it at that. So what I do is, when I use the double duty sacks, I just sprinkle literally, I go like this. Bloop, done. And that lasts a day, maybe even 2, and it very, very effectively gets rid of any offensiveness that might drift your way at some point, right? Very, very effective. So again, not necessarily the most environmentally friendly thing, but I'm telling you, you personally or your family probably are not going to destroy the environment for your 2-day vacation at a state park. So that's just my 2 cents. If you're going to use it, I would use something that actually has like a nice perfumey kind of smell to it, and it doesn't remind you of anything that it's really doing. All right, so that's my suggestion. All right, so we've talked a bit about the Luggable Loo, which is kind of the star of the show, as far as I'm concerned. At least it is in our family. But there is another product, and it's made by the same company. It's called a hassock. And I'm not going to talk too much about it today, because I am going to give you another video that talks specifically about this. Right? So it's just another option. looks like it's a tiny bit lower, and there are just a few other options that it has that the Luggable Loo doesn't have, or vice versa, right? So guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this kind of outlook on something that's really important, but people don't really like to talk about it, right? It's not really a nice thing. But guys, I really take this seriously, and so should you. But anyways, guys, I really appreciate you guys stopping by and checking us out on our channel here at Rugged Outdoors Guide on YouTube. We also have a blog, ruggedoutdoorsguide.com, and we'd love to see you there as well. We're going to have a whole other sort of a post with a lot more information about both of these units that we just talked about, and how to do what you need to do to have a wonderful vacation in the forest. All right, and remember, until the next time I see you, get out there, enjoy God's creation, and keep on looking up.